So today we're on the DoorDash strategy guide. If you want to see me play Fall Guys live, I'd love to see you. I use these strategies all the time and I'm live on Twitch every day. So the starting position for this particular map is slightly helpful. It's actually more helpful to be further back in this map and let everyone else experiment on the doors to start with. The first 4 set of doors are pretty hard to tell which ones are real and which ones are fake. So letting other people test that is pretty cool, and then you can play the odds a little bit, which is really nice. So really helpful to be a bit further back actually. So I'd say the randomness is quite low. You've only got the doors which are random, and now we can tell some of the doors, which we'll get onto later. And really, when everyone's trying to get through one door, sometimes you can't seem to get through, you get pushed down or pushed out. And that's the only real bit of randomness in this level. The technicality of the level is also very low. You've just got to run and you've got to jump. Now, there is a bit of technicality on trying to identify doors, but hopefully this strategy guide will help you identify real doors and fake doors. So I want to preface this by saying the identification techniques that I describe to identify doors may be subject to change by Mediatonic because it may not be intended this way. If that's the case, I'll try and update the video post-publish. So now we're onto the strategy section, and we're talking about real fake doors. When I talk about a real fake door, I'm talking about the door that we can break through, okay? So we're here to tell what the real fake doors are. So while it's not easy, there are 3 significant tells for the real fake doors that you can break through. It seems to be more visible on the last 3 sets of doors than the first 4 sets, because there's 7 sets of doors, okay? Now for some reason on the first 4 sets, this is really hard to tell, and I don't know why. They're built differently. The last 3 sets, easy as pie. So the first significant tell is that the breakable doors are sitting slightly lower than the real doors. So here we can see a line, and the one on the left and the right is sitting higher than the one in the middle. The one in the middle is lower, therefore that is the breakable door. And also the second significant tell is that the real fake door are placed further forward than the real doors. So if you again look at the one in the middle, look at the teeth, you can see there's no gap between the teeth and the actual door. Whereas on the left and the right one, there's a gap between the teeth and the door. That's because those are solid doors, and the one in the middle is breakable because it has no gap. The third tell is if you look at the pattern on the door, in the very bottom middle, the little bit of red triangle is smaller on the breakable door than on the non-breakable door. So the left and right, they have bigger red triangles in the bottom, and in the middle one, it's slightly smaller. Now all 3 of these tells seem to mix together and work in combination with each other. So the reason why the little red triangle in the middle one is smaller, because it's actually sitting further forward on the door. And the reason why it looks lower is because it's sitting further forward on the door, it's closer to the camera, and I think that looks like it's sitting lower for us. So if you ask me, I think the best way to find out the real fake doors is to look at the teeth. This is the most solid and most reliable way. Look at the teeth and it's really easy to see that the one in the middle has no gap, therefore it's the breakable door. So if you don't believe me, allow me to just do this. Okay, so now I'm actually going to quiz you. I want you to tell me which is the real fake doors. So I want you to look at the front row of doors, and I want you to tell me which 2 of these are breakable and which 2 are not. Again, look at the teeth, the distance between the teeth and the door to figure it out. So you should have been able to tell me that the first door is breakable, the second is not, the third is breakable, and the fourth is not. By looking at the distance between the teeth and the door, we can tell the first and the third have no gap, therefore they are breakable. So here is scenario 2. You should have been able to tell me that the first is not breakable, the second and third are breakable, and the fourth is not. And the final test. You should have been able to tell me that the first is not breakable, the second is, the third is not, and the fourth is breakable. Hopefully you can start to see how easy it is to see which doors are real and which are not. Again, I would like to stress this seems to only be really obvious on the last 3 sets of doors. Okay? Only the last 3 sets this seems to matter. The first 4 sets don't seem to follow this pattern. The first strategy, now we can recognize which doors are real and which ones are breakable, is to pay attention during the intro cinematic. You may find it difficult to figure this out on the fly whilst running. I think it's okay with the teeth. use the intro cinematic to see, at minimum, the final door. It's really easy to see the final door, but you might be able to see the second but final door and figure out which one of those is real and fake. I want you to watch this video. So in that video you could see the middle door was easily the breakable door, and hopefully that's something you can always figure out every time you play Door Dash. So the next strategy is to play the odds. Now, and a good overall strategy for Door Dash is to let other people do the door checking for you, and you can play the odds. Now this is really helpful on the first 4 sets where you can't tell which doors are real and which ones are fake very easily, but you run in the middle of 2 or 3 doors and let the people in front of you that are going to check those doors face check those doors for you. If one of them breaks, you swerve and enter through that one to get a nice head start. And again, after the first 4 sets, you can use the strategies we've talked about here to know which doors are breakable and to really help you through the level. So now we're on to the tips and tricks section. The first tip is diving into the meat grinder. If loads of players are trying to squeeze through a narrow door, your best choice is to jump dive into the crowd and let them carry you through. By this I actually mean jump dive at the crowd. Don't jump dive at the door. Spam dive as you jump dive at the crowd. You might be counted as jumping and you might get a second dive, which is pretty useful. The second tip is don't dive unless you need to. If there's not many people going for a doorway, you don't really need to dive. A lot of people instinctively dive through doorways, but you don't need to. If you just do a short hop over the teeth, you'll actually keep on your feet if you don't land on someone, and you'll keep running, and it's more likely that you'll be ahead of the crowd, which is really nice once you've passed the first 4. So that is it for the strategy and tips and tricks for Door Dash. Pretty big deal, a lot of really good strategies and identification techniques here. Hopefully they helped you. If they did, you can check me out on Twitch. I stream every day at twitch.tv/KingBlackToof. I'd love to see you. Let's have a look at some gameplay elements where we can see these strategies in play. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. I see. So it's the right one that's the breakable one at the end, for sure. I don't really think it's possible to tell these ones, even though people say you can. The same trick doesn't work on the first 4 sets, which is unfortunate. If I had to pick one, it would be this one. I really think it's... yeah, okay. I want to try and get it front if possible, but it doesn't seem like it's possible. Right, these ones are ones that now I can tell which ones are right. So this one's right, yep. The middle one is right. Both the middle ones are right, actually. And then it's the right one. Easy. Yes! Yes! Using the strats. The strats are used! And I came first. Oh, now. Delicious. Beautiful. Here is Door Dash. Let's use our strat. Like I said, the first 4, the 7 rows, the first 4 are hard, the last 3 are easy, so... the last one is the right hand one when we're facing normally. So we'll see. I'll try and use my strats here. Thank you for the follow, Buddy One Sock. What's happened to your other sock? I'm trying to use the strats here. I really don't think it's possible. People say it might be, but I really don't think it is. This one. Alright. Okay, that's good. One more and then I'll be able to tell. Okay, let's go this way. Oh god, no! Dear god, no! Oh god. Okay, so middle. Also the one on the right. I know this one's real. And I know it's the right one, which is what I said at the beginning. The first 4 I can't tell, honestly, and if anyone says you can, I really think they're just getting lucky. The last 3 rows you can easily tell.